Hello and welcome to our new show, Tasty Miniatures, and the format is very simple and straightforward. We will be looking at different miniatures, different models, and basically just discussing what we think about them. Disclaimer, we are not professional painters by far, but we are quite avid collectors.
Absolutely.
And we can get them off the tabletop.
The format for the show is we're going to review each of the models currently in the Adepta Sororitas lineup on the Games Workshop website. We're going to be ranking them basically based on our own personal opinions in terms of whether they are bland, tasty, scrumptious, and if two of them are scrumptious in our opinions, then we're going to name them as crunchable. So let's get started and we'll see what models are available. Please do like, follow, subscribe, comment on any of our videos, click the bell if you're watching this on YouTube, and share us with your friends. Cool. So first up we have the Battle Sanctum. So what do you think of this one?
Well, it's the fact there's a big statue there. It's definitely a nice centerpiece.
Absolutely.
At least at first glance for any tabletop. I do like the proportions.
Yeah.
And I also think it's perhaps the base maybe slightly small for a miniature that big. I mean, if we were to be thinking of it in realistic terms, then we would perhaps imagine something a bit bigger, although obviously it could be a weighted base. So, probably it wouldn't be a bad idea to weight it down, actually.
Yeah, and that does raise an interesting... It is a beautiful model. It does raise the interesting question of how is the Imperium able to actually make it?
What do you mean?
Because if you, on the 360 view, if you're looking at it from the side, it's kind of, you have to wonder what material it's made of. It looks like stone. There are chips on it.
Yes, I'm thinking marble, some sort of marble, but obviously that's being influenced by the paint job.
And when I say chips, that's a compliment because I do actually like the additional detailing there. It gives slightly more flavor, especially in a ruined setting.
Yes, I mean, it could be, painted up to look as if it were metal, maybe gold, cast in gold. For the setting, combined with the ruins as it is, I think marble works, but maybe if someone's doing a diorama, the inside of a Sororitas cathedral, that could be a very nice centerpiece. It could give it a story. Maybe it was originally marble, then it got relocated after a battle or something,
Indeed.
put in the cathedral, and then gilded over. So that's also possible. I don't know if you can gild marble. Probably not.
I have no idea, to be honest with you, but I'm sure someone would try.
The Imperium will have a way.
Yeah, they have the resources, and I would say manpower, but also the woman power to get it done.
Yeah.
So how would you rank this?
It would be the Battle Sisters doing it, probably.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely. It's definitely tasty.
Yeah, I would agree, and I wouldn't rank it higher because unfortunately it's just a bit bland in terms of color. I mean, you get the building,
Well, it
but
could
the
be
buildings.
coloured.
Yeah, but
That's more a question of the paint job, really. the feathers, etc. They can be very nicely painted in a variety of colors. So I don't think that I would let that distract from because there's no reason.
Please excuse the dogs.
I mean, even in Renaissance and Greek culture and so on Terra, statues used to be painted up. So there's no reason why a very nice paint job couldn't be done.
Of course, it just seems a shame that a very nice paint job hasn't been done, and there isn't even any other options. So I'm sure someone could make an incredibly scrumptious version of this. I would still be tempted to keep it in the tasty. Tasty.
I'm gonna go with scrumptious because I'm with you on the aesthetics there, but I do like it, the fact that it fits the theme as well, in the sense space nuns would want a big statue of one of their favorite, if not their favorite saints. So yeah.
Okay, so a scrumptious for you and a tasty for me. Let's move on.
It's not crunchable.
So we go on to the immolator. Okay, now this is... I love all of the markings. You can tell right up front, this is Adepta Sororitas. I love the... What do you call the statues on the edge there that are kind of in the coves? They're not called coves.
The niches.
The niches, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I do love that as an extra touch. It really helps mark the model out from any other kind of rhino pattern vehicle in the Imperium. Not sure about the top. What do you think about this model?
No, I mean, it's a box, but but that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. They are in many ways clunky if you think of how they operate and so on. To me, it raises an image of a slow ecclesiastical bureaucracy, which takes its time. It almost feels like this immolator has no hurry to get there. It will do the damn burnings when it gets there. So it's especially those little details at the niches, which are also at the back there. I do like it. I'm actually in two minds about the stained. I don't think it would be glass, would it? It would hardly survive a second on the battlefield.
Well, I like to think that most Imperial models don't survive a second on the battlefield.
I'm biased because I like the Sororitas a lot, both in terms of the lore and the general feel to them. I like the fact that there's an altar inbuilt into it. It's almost as if the priority here is on the religious expression with the putti there, and but so, and it's as it should be really with the Sororitas, because they would favor faith and remaining steadfast in their faith over victory.
Sure, but at the same time, like I don't know if that top turret can maneuver around, but it looks like it should be able to kind of turn, because its weapon's can only fire forwards. That seems like a massive limitation. And
because of the altar at the back.
What about the altar at the back?
No, you mean because of the altar at the back?
No. I mean, oh, well, it wouldn't be, well, you wouldn't fire it backwards. It just seems, I can't tell if it can turn. It sort of looks like it might be able to turn around.
I can definitely swivel.
Yeah, no, I'd say it can swivel. But I think as much as the stained glass is incredibly, it's a lovely touch because there isn't really any model that has stained glass, and that adds a lot of depth to the color you can have on it. It just, how does that driver see? I guess it's clear.
I'm sure
maybe
there's
you can see
automated
through it.
guidance systems and all which have been properly blessed. But by both the Sororitas and the Mechanicum, so I don't think they would be worried about that.
Yeah.
I like the choice of heads you get for the gunner. I particularly like the first one. I think it fits in better with the rest of the aesthetic, and also it stands out a bit more from the others. I mean, I guess there are ways in which, but you could imagine ways in which it would look better, but then it would be the immolator. So and I just think it looks fun. Let me go on the fun principle. I'm gonna scrumptious it because it's fun. I mean, for realism or for practicality, I don't mind about the practicality at all, because that's I think that would be secondary to the Sororitas anyway. So in that sense,
maybe, but like what it might. As much as practicality might become secondary, like if you're dead, you're not able to appreciate all the glorious aesthetics you may have.
No, but I mean secondary to fate, because ultimately within their mindset, a victory will derive from the Emperor, who will guide them. I'm not saying that they would go in just with fate. Obviously, that's why they have the immolators, amongst other nice stuff for them to burn people with.
Yeah,
but no, I think it's fun. Let me go with that. I think it's fun.
Okay, I'm going to go for tasty. I'm still not sure about the top. It just seems. It just seems a little exactly. I mean, if I felt strongly about it, then it would be bland. If I one way or the other, it could be scrumptious. But I think in my view, it just lets it down a little bit. I think the stained glass is. I don't know how you see out of it. Like, if it was just a glass panel, like, obviously then it'd be super easy, but if you're trying to kind of look out, you've got all that metal in front of you, like, you don't have a clear field of fire, you're not even directly at it to begin with. And
a glass panel wouldn't work in this sense, though.
I mean, it's got a little arch in front, right in front of the person. Maybe there's supposed to be some kind of screen there, but then if there is, it would be good if it was actually modelled.
She does have a control panel.
Oh yeah, that would be good at firing at things you can't see.
But it could be a guidance system.
Well, I just don't know. I just can't. So I'll go with the tasty. I do like a shrine at the back. That is very pretty. Okay, So for me, it's a tasty, and for yourself,
that's one they've never had on the battlefield. Oh, I like your shrine in the back. Very pretty.
Indeed. So you going for a scrumptious for this one?
Yes. As I said,
okay.
It's possibly my bias, but
right now we've got the Adepta Sororitas Imagifier. Now,
I love this one.
I don't understand why. Why do you love this one?
Come on,
let's build it up before I tear it down.
Yeah, we know where you're going. I mean, with the statue also, man, it's such a good banner for conceptually for the sisters to be carrying into battle. You've got you've got the sign of the Inquisition there, but and in fact, I'm not sure. In this case, I like that part has been painted up.
Which part?
The Inquisition.
The seal.
Yeah. I would have preferred it in marble in that case, or painted all over. But that's okay. It's the Imagifier herself it's even the pose. I like it. It's very much "Come, all ye faithful, and be blessed or burnt."
Fair enough. You mentioned the Inquisition seal being painted. I'm actually okay with that. I think
it's not a big deal.
it does help it stand out from
I
the
do like.
model itself.
I hadn't noticed before. There's also a halo of roses there, which, if you're painting that up, you can really end up with some very nice effect. It's the chalice, the sword details. It's two miniatures in one, really. And I do like a lot the fact that it is thematic to them.
That's fair enough, but I would grant that all of them are going to be thematic, so I'm not sure how heavily I could weight something like that.
No, but I mean, some things sometimes don't really blend in with the image, or would not be as on point.
That's fair enough. You see, with the Inquisition seal being painted, it demonstrates that this is quite clearly meant to be a different kind of material, and given that the standard of Celestine is the same colour as the statue, it would imply, therefore, that it's of the same material. Now, I take great issue with that, because I don't understand how this is kind of carried about. I mean, fair enough, wearing power armor going to help increase your strength.
Better sisters be strong.
Indeed, but
but you also have the pole. So she's carrying it forward for certain bursts of movement, and then and that's what I like in a way. It's like once it's planted, it's here and go further.
Yeah, but I just okay. So you kind of have to maybe lean it forward so you get some forward weight, and then you can like step forward and then swing it up and then place it back down. I mean, that would be kind of how you move with it. It just seems like so heavy. Like that would have to be. It looks like freaking solid stone and metal. Like I'm aware, okay, power armor, but it seems too cumbersome. Because as much as it's great to have a standard bearer there to help inspire your troops and put the fear into the heretics and the enemies of the Imperium, because you got the seal of the Inquisition being nice and visible.
In fairness, it's not wide though. It doesn't have a lot of depth.
I think it's.
Or rather, I should say it's not wide. It's wide but not thick.
Yeah, I think solid stone would weigh pretty heavy. Like I've tried to pick up a stone before. I'm not, any kind of like. You ever try to pick up like a cinder block? Like that is heavy, man. How are you able to carry
the things you get up to?
Indeed, but it's too big. I would prefer it if it was smaller. Or if it was clearly painted as being a different material.
I don't think it would work. It could always be hollow. I mean, I don't think I would like it if it were smaller. It works because it's big. It's like, here we come, fear us, repent, burn. No, I love it.
No, I don't. And I don't like that the person cannot see. So not only will they struggle with trying to carry it, but they can't really tell where they're going. Like, they even shorten their cattle.
Come on.
No, we say come on. That's what the rest of the sisters are saying to her. Like, come on. It's like, oh my god, I'm just tripping up. Maybe she's just always looking down.
She can always pull the cowl back. I mean,
well, not in the middle of combat. What if you're firing your bolter, your other hand's holding the standard,
I don't think
and now you're like,
tried.
oh, I can't see.
I don't think she'll stride onto the battlefield with her eyes shut.
And yet she has.
Maybe she's on parade. No, I like it's scrumptious.
No. You're loving your Sisters of Battle. I think it is bland.
I know I did say I'm extremely biased in this.
I've said the other two are tasty, and this does not meet that a level of tastiness. The Immolator was even kind of borderline, but no, I I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Let's move on. I don't want to see it anymore. Okay, right. We
Right.
got Dialogus.
Heretic is what you want.
Cool. All right. So,
So-
what are you going for this?
Oh, come on. This screams Battle Sisters. I mean, I've known some nuns.
You actually have.
And this is the thing. With the Battle Sisters, over the top works for me. I mean, if it were maybe something from the Guard, it'd be... With the
See,
sisters,
this is one where
you expect them to be like, I've got this huge big rod, and you're either gonna read all this, or I'm gonna smack you with it.
you see, this is one where, given I'm not sold on the shape of the hair. Okay, what do I like? So,
Yeah, what do you like?
I like the variety of color. It's probably, in terms of how small the model is, it's got the greatest density of variety of color on there, and with that I really like.
Okay.
And you got all the books, so you can definitely, it's got that religious. It's probably got more religious imagery than anything else so far, in my opinion. I do love the books, and I'm not sure how Wind is modelled in this. What do you think of it so far?
By which I take you mean displacement of it. I'm not sure of the direction of the flow either. Well, I knew the word. Can't remember it. Thing around her neck, her hair, and the seal.
It's like a tiara.
The seal are what?
It looks like a tiara. It's a magical special imperial battle tiara.
No, I mean the thing dangling around her neck.
Oh, okay.
The cloth. There's a name for that. I can't remember. They're all flowing in the same direction, as are the candles and the parchment at the bottom. So it's all going in the same direction. Maybe the parchment she's holding open with her hand is a bit stiff. Not maybe, it is a bit stiff.
No, that's actually, now that you brought that up, I'm gonna explain my opinions on the Wind. So it kind of looks like, I can't tell if because she's got the two, I don't want to call them flappy things, but
That's your gonna.
Yep, I just did. The red, what do you call them? The red flappy things.
No, those are the ones I said I couldn't remember the name for.
Yeah, well, they're flappy things. Anyway, they're kind of forward. That would indicate either that she's been moving forward and then just stopped moving, and they've kind of blown forward, or there could be some kind of wind. The wind would support on her standard. I suppose you call that her stick, but I prefer using the word standard.
Stick of truth.
That's blowing forward as well, so that would tend to indicate something like a backwards
I
frontwards.
think it's her baton of office.
Okay, flowing wind. I like baton. But then you mentioned the book, and yeah, the book pages aren't moving. The scroll rather isn't moving like at all. So like, is there no wind? Or then she's got like kind of a purity seal on it. Maybe it's just really stiff. Like that linen needs a wash or something. It's just basically keeping it stuck to the page. Maybe.
Oh, the stole. That's what it's called. I
Stole.
remembered.
Oh, what's the flappy things called?
Stole.
Stole. Okay.
It also
Stole
has-
or stoles?
Stole.
Okay. Cool.
It also has another longer name, which I think is Greek.
Well, stole is fine.
I can't remember that.
I do like the little machine thing at her feet. That's kind of cool. But my biggest issue, unlike with the first one with Cal falling forwards, the issue I have with this one is that she's kind of thrown her head back and her hair has somehow magically just fallen forwards off her face. But then surely her cowl would be falling off.
That one thing, that box, that's a speaker.
Okay.
Because she's the dialogus, so she's preaching to the rest of them.
Cool.
To also encourage them, so
that
magnifies her voice. and that's the whole thing. Like, she is preaching. Now, maybe I think it still works for me, the head forward, the hair moving, because she's leaning back with passion in her speech, etc., etc., and the cowl in her case, it looks either starched or whatever, something like that. So I don't mind that it's not falling over, because it's not exactly a hood.
But then if it was wind was blowing from the back, surely, unless it's like literally been starched linen into that block
it's also,
kind of shape.
It's also very thick.
Yeah,
if
but
you compare it's
not thicker than her stoles, really, is it? Like, it just looks like it's, well, starched into place. Like, I'm gonna put it into a press and keep it like that. So even if there should be wind, and my stoles are going everywhere, my towels will stay in place.
It's a very conventy thing to do.
I said I liked the speaker. I do like that there's a speaker. I just think there's a massive risk of fire. No, those candles too close to that scroll. Like, that's a fire hazard if ever there was one.
I think fire hazards are the last thing battle systems on the battlefield would be worrying about. I mean, when they've got things like immolators.
Even more reason to be worried about fire. A tiny bit of immolation comes along your way.
And I'm sure they're not regular candles. They're probably these can't be blown out candles which you get a bird. You want to be annoying.
At a supermarket, it's like, okay, it's my 10th birthday coming up. I need 10 candles which cannot be blown out, please.
She has 8 actually.
Yeah, she has 10.
Where's the other 2?
You have 4 at the top. You see, that's the shape of standard.
Oh, right.
I like that kind of standard. That seems like it's size appropriate and not too heavy.
No, I was expecting you to argue that it would drag her backwards.
Well,
flat on her back, and she'd be like, "Oh no!"
But then at the same time, it is kind of also links to her power armor, like directly. Like, she's not having to hold it; it's just secure. So I'm less worried about that. But I'm tempted by a tasty. I do love the color. It might be. Well,
the color is neither here nor there, though, in terms of the miniature.
You know, it's like crackers with cheese. Like, I love crackers with cheese, but you know, it's as great as crackers with cheese are. You know,
she's the cheese.
If you had like
she's the cracker or the cheese in this analogy.
She's the metaphorical anthropomorphosis of a cracker and cheese.
Meaning.
I like her.
I get you.
I mean, she's not olives and capers. Like, that's got way more taste. And they're both tasty.
I'll go with you. I mean, I like it, but I'm not over the top with this one. So I'll go with a
tasty.
With a tasty. Like,
okay, we're both tasty. Right, let's go on to the Canoness now. Right, love a crossbow bolter. Very unique. I don't think I've seen that so far in anything else. So that's really cool. Baton of appropriate size. Kind of got a nice pose going on. And you see in this one, the blowing of her hair is kind of towards the right of the screen, which matches the blowing of her, robes, better word. See, that works. I like that.
Don't tell them they're wearing gowns.
My battle gown. Just get out of the shower. Anyway, I think that works. That fits.
I love the crossbow.
It's like a crossbow bolter with a drum round, so it's going to have like.
I also like the pearls around the cuirass.
Yeah, I can imagine them kind of. They're sort of whitish here. It's hard to tell if they would actually be glowing. There's a bit of blue, so I can imagine
I don't think
glowing,
they're meant to be glowing.
But they would look awesome if they were.
I think they're reminiscent of rosary beads.
Okay.
So on which hand grenades are hanging.
Yeah. She's got a.
I like the fact that there's the base has that fallen piece of masonry, presumably from a Battle Sister cathedral.
I like the chainsaw on the back as well. Having that's a really cool place to sort of store a chainsaw on your model. That looks like in the middle of battle. You could genuinely imagine her she hits something with her giant baton, maybe knocks out some kind of orc, and then she's like, "Oh, there's a killer cat or something." Or I have the chainsaw now, or even some Necrons. And she's like, I'm going to start chopping. I like that. That's cool. I'm
going back to the pedestal. It's weird. I like it because I like it when a miniature tells a story. And to me, that's like bringing to mind they're either retaking a temple.
Or trying to cleanse the heretical or Xenos infestation.
Which can be a good diorama idea combined with the
Saint
Celestine Battle Sanctum statue. This one is scrumptious for me.
I would agree. I do. And I like the what's the eye? I've forgotten the word. This is embarrassing.
The Inquisition symbol.
That's what I'm looking for. I love the Inquisition symbol.
You weren't expecting the Inquisition.
No, you never expect the Sororitas Inquisition.
No, the Inquisition. But that's our first crunchable.
That's our first crunchable. Even.
Yes, because we won't think it's scrumptious.
Indeed, right. I do like that.
Onwards!
Onwards, indeed. We got the Repentia squad. I go Repentia rather than Repentia.
Well,
because Latin.
Yeah.
Because High Gothic, rather.
It's I don't know how to mangle the word Latin. Anyway. I do love the Eviscerators. I'm really not. I don't like the Repentia herself.
Her face.
I mean, well, her face is nothing to write home to mother about, but it just doesn't work for me for some reason. The Eviscerators are very cool. I love the over-the-top chainswords, and the fact that they've still found somewhere to have fixed the sigils too, and the battle prayers.
Not quite sure. I mean, now I'm just really picking nits, but she's holding her electrified whip. And it's not an electrified whip. I don't have the codex in front of me, so I'm not entirely sure precisely what it is. But maybe she's just magically protected. Not entirely impossible.
Well, she should be protected by the fate, not magic.
Oh, okay. Well, prayer by psychic powers, basically.
Fate and the Emperor.
She's got the pistol. I suppose if she loses one of her whips, that seems like a very practical reason. I mean, she is super angry. Like, that is one of the angriest poses. I mean, orcs kind of roaring.
Well, they're all, in fairness, they're all angry. I mean, none of them is happy to be there, really. Except actually the one to her left. She looks sort of, but I think that's religious ecstasy, which she's in. So she's been transported there into realms that men
I do like. I like the poses of the Eviscerators because they look like they're moving, and they look.
Oh yes. No. The squad is very definitely very tasty, and it's something you would enjoy painting up.
Although it looks like if you're actually trying to put some of these on the battlefield, like that one leaning forwards.
Oh, they will topple.
Yeah. Like I'm not sure how, that one leaning forwards must be in the middle.
Definitely,
of an
I think you
attack.
definitely need to wait the bases.
So that one leaning forwards on the stream, this one right at the front here.
Yes. No, balancing these on will be.
Yeah, but they have. She's either middle of falling over or she's already slicing through something. I like to think slicing through something.
Certainly, as a display piece, it's I don't know the Repentia too for me.
She can she can be given a book instead. That's
I mean,
nice touch.
the other miniatures, and I don't just mean the Eviscerators and here, have a sort of strong feminine power. The Repentia here is looking perhaps more Space Marine-y
Oh, she has a different head.
than Battle Sistery. It could be the cape, which is giving that impression, I think. No.
I would go with. I think I might go with Tasty.
Yeah. Tasty.
I'm not really a big fan of the.
I think it's a bit, for me, for my taste, it's a bit bland. I don't like it.
Okay, so you'll go with bland then.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go with Tasty. I think the Eviscerators they make.
No, the Eviscerators are brilliant.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have the Adepta Sororitas Rhino.
Well, it's a rhino.
It's a rhino with a bunch of iconography.
Yeah, which obviously nice detail. Fleur-de-lis on the top, but yeah, I mean, Inquisition seal on the side, and it's a
rhino.
It's a rhino.
Now, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm tempted to.
Does it
call
have
this,
niches on the back like the Immolator does? I don't think so.
Yeah,
does it?
tiny, like added-on ones. Now, I wish they were bigger actually, and I wish it had the niches in the side. But then perhaps you would get this constructed pretty much as standard. I'm not. I'm tempted to say this might be scrumptious for me.
I would have preferred it had they left the chassis details of the Immolator.
Me too. I think that would have looked.
Or the body details.
Yeah. I think that would have looked a lot cooler. So okay, on that basis, I was tempted towards a scrumptious because, like, it's just a rhino, but at the same time, it's a beautiful rhino. I don't see how you can really fault it, except for perhaps the opportunity cost in, as you said, not having the chassis of the Immolator there.
Yeah,
So
it's tasty.
It's tasty. Right, the Seraphim squad.
Seraphim.
Right. I like the poses.
Ditto.
And I like even that the...
I like to do the one to the left, which is like almost descending peaceful. Well, passive aggressively. No.
I think more active aggressively.
Yeah.
But I like how the stand is curved so that they can...
I definitely want to buy these.
Yeah. No, they are very, very nice. I have this first one in 360. Like, it's really cool. You can see the movement. It's lovely flying, putting the chainsword forward for a charge.
And the paint job really does do this justice as well.
Yeah, it kind of looks like wings, but the wings are jetpacks, kind of like organ pipes. So that's I love that.
The banner bearer is a very, very appropriate piece there. You can really see, there's a...
Yeah, I'm looking at the banner bearer. If
you have this on the tabletop, it looks very unitary.
Yeah.
Combined with other units.
No, it doesn't. That's a bit of a shame. But I love the detail on the actual banner itself. Now, I think that they're really good.
I think they're scrumptious.
I think they're scrumptious indeed. I love some of the minor detailing with the signs of the Inquisition. Although, no, I like them.
So the Seraphim are crunchable.
I agree. They are, I believe, our second crunchable.
Yep.
Now, Battle Sisters Squad, your standard unit,
but a not so standard. Which I love.
Yeah, carrying a relic, not just their like a sign of the Inquisition or Saint Celestine. I prefer that standard.
I think this one's too heavy too, do you?
Well, I mean, I'd be tempted to say no, but it looks like it's made of wood. That can't be much of a counterbalance.
Oh, come on!
Oh, but in fairness...
Of course it is. The weight is distributed.
If you say so.
You've got the pod there underneath. It's branching out.
Yeah, pod as compared to like a massive metal chest. But anyway, I prefer the size of that standard.
It could be just an ear in there.
Well, yeah, if the standard of the Imagifier was kind of that size, I think it would be brilliant. But I think that's appropriate for a standard.
You're objecting to the weight of that. If I can draw your attention to the battle sister behind the sergeant, I guess.
Holding what looks like a heavy bolter.
Plasma cannon. What is that?
But no, I again like the poses.
No, it's not a heavy bolter for sure.
The one, maybe it's heavy. Whatever. Maybe I'm tempted to say.
I've just scrolled ahead on my own. And I really do like a lot the white pattern job, the white team.
Okay, I like that the cherub is helping to carry the standard. Sorry, I say standard. It's a relic, a reliquary.
I think it's helping carry.
100%. I mean let his heart bearing hold of it.
I think the poor thing's holding up for the alive. Like, oh my god, I don't want to be here.
He's trying to steal it. It's like, my relic.
Could very well be that it was around when the saint was alive.
Yeah, one of the battle sisters in the squad has a helmet which is partially open. I really like that. It's
yes.
You can, because it's a combination of. You don't often see the combination of helmet and non-helmet. Now, in my opinion, I'm torn about them not wearing helmets because it's like you're in battle.
Maybe it was damaged.
Oh, maybe.
And the Emperor protects.
If it's damaged, then why don't you flip the visor up like she has, and then at least you still have some.
But if it's damaged and it's interfering with your lines of sight,
maybe, okay.
And I do like that they have a sort of, I mean, you could argue they won't wear any armor at all, but it does show a brazen contempt for the enemy.
It does, but what's contempt when he gets shot in the face? Because you don't have your helmet. Like, contempt is great if you hate your enemy, but
maybe that's
shooting them and surviving to shoot more is...
Maybe that's a recurring debate in the convent.
It might be on their forum, on their message boards. They're like, to wear a helmet or not.
Helmet. So but to come back to
I like how I like the running movements, especially the one at the front here on the main picture. It's to the right.
How's the wind for you?
The wind is great. It's like the flowing movements. I think this is going to be a scrumptious.
I'm with you on that one. So yeah. They're not gonna get one. I mean, I said it at the beginning. I am all for the sisters. It's love everything about them, well, almost everything.
Yeah, and I like the painting options that they provide on the Games Workshop website as well.
Yeah, I also like the steel pattern at the top right. I personally always like armor which looks like armor.
Medieval armor.
Yes. But Renaissance armor, really. But yes, definitely.
No, it's cool. I think those are scrumptious. Okay, so we've got the Exorcist. Right. This is very chunky. Like, it's got a lot of chunks. Doesn't look like it can turn, but then it doesn't have weapons on the top, so not being able to turn doesn't really.
No, yes, it does. Doesn't it shoot out of the top?
Quite. Oh yes, it's got missiles.
Yeah.
Incredibly exposed missiles to any front fire. Like you shoot one of those, the entire thing
it's based on the Russian. What was it? I know they referred to it. I think as Stalin's organ. Can't remember the name of the thing. The actual. Is it, or am I thinking of some? The Katyusha.
I don't know what's that. Yeah, is that the one that kind of lifts up so then it can fire?
Yeah.
So that when it's not it keeps all the missiles just nice and protected by the massive.
It's also for the angle of fire. This way, actually, but there is one pointing straight ahead. I'm not sure how that's meant to. That's just going around. Possibly just exhaust pipes. Yeah.
Quite possibly, just interfering with the.
But I love how they it is going to sing the chants of the Emperor, and his prayers, their prayers are going to cascade over the enemy, and the faithful will be delivered, but the heretical will be blown up.
Yeah, again, I like the niches. It's a shame that Rhino doesn't have the niches, but it's got the same style as the Immolator. I love all the detailing. I'm not sure about the missiles. They seem, assuming they are missiles, they just seem so exposed.
You gotta love those feathers on the back.
Indeed, I do love those feathers on the back, but it just seems impractical from a military standpoint. Like they should be behind the tank.
Wait, what?
They should be kind of at the back where you don't have, unless it's transport. But it's got the transport back hatch. I suppose you'd need to get in and out of the vehicle somehow, but you'd assume that'd be on the top. It just seems like it's presenting too big of a target to the enemy. Like if you're going to be far away,
not. But the thing is, it's not meant to be a frontline vehicle. It stays at the back and shoots from afar.
Yeah, well, if only it was smaller, it would never get hit.
I mean, there's a lot of machine work, and you have to carry the missiles. So I mean, you've got to have somewhere to put the missiles. And it's not like you have a whole cascade of battle sisters chasing it, each carrying a missile.
Yeah, but then it almost seems like, I suppose you could store more missiles by having it like that, but honestly, it seems kind of too short. But then I suppose the Imperium's
you were just saying it's too big
to create new technology. No, I mean from a length perspective.
Also, there's a door on the side there.
Yeah. I assume there's a door on both sides.
But yeah, I mean, what I meant is, I think you get in.
Yeah, I'm torn. I might just go for a tasty.
No, I think it's scrumptious.
No, I do like the
even just to have that as a centerpiece. It's so detailed. It's so.
I like the
maybe not
pages
fine,
on the very front.
Maybe not fine detail, fine, but it's like, I get it, even watching it like this head on, what they're going for with the halo on top. I mean, it's a massive moving altar which blows stuff up. it does what it says on the tin.
And I like the helmet.
They look like a tin.
I like the helmet of the, I suppose, Top Gunner. See, that's someone. Now, if the other emulator,
see where they're going.
yeah, but if the emulator had some kind of firing thing on it, then why doesn't this one? It seems a bit weird, unless it's supposed to be on that front panel. But then that front panel doesn't really have anything. It looks like, I don't understand how they fire unless they're just sort of targeting. It looks like there's a piece missing, or if there isn't a piece missing,
what don't you understand how it fires? The missiles.
Well, what is that person on the front doing? He's just sitting there, maybe playing the organ.
Or driving.
Huh?
Driving?
Well, why would you, if you're driving, why would you be exposed like that? That seems stupid.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because if you get shot, like
the Empire protects.
No, that's why none of them ever die in anything at all.
But if they die, they ascend. So
yeah. My point is, in the emulator, if we're assuming that there's some kind of firing command there, but like, then why isn't there some here? If there isn't some here, then it doesn't look like there's some on the emulator either. And it looks a bit mismatched. Like I wish I could see from the top. This might be
I'll grant you the perhaps lack of practicality in that sense, but I do like how it bestrides the field, and you feel like that there's a mobile altar bearing down on you.
It looks like
flames billowing in the side, missiles coming off the top.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say that someone thought it'd be an amazing idea to have some wings on the back.
It is an amazing idea to have some wings on the back.
Fair enough, but then I'm not quite sure. It just doesn't. It's like they forced the idea without thinking much of practicality.
No, it is the wings of the saints wrapping their protection around the vehicle.
Yeah, from the back. You should have it at the front so your missiles don't get hit by a stray bullet and explode.
It's also about again, that's much less about practicality. It is more about fate.
Yeah. Now, if that's an iron halo at the top, providing an invulnerability to the missiles, then I'm all for it. So, on the basis of that, I'll give it a tasty. It's got a lot of beautiful detail in the color, and along the top of the, I don't want to say cabin, but they've got the red.
But you did.
Indeed, the red with the gold decal here, beautiful. I'll give it a tasty. Maybe it is an olive and caper tasty. But what are you going to go for?
Scrumptious.
Okie dokie. Alright, now, penitence engines. These almost actually hurt my eyes. Because
I am not fond of these.
I'm going to turn down the screen brightness. Maybe that helps. But it looked legit because
that's so mean.
No, it's like there's so many lines to them.
There's what?
There's so many like little tiny lines to them.
It's called details.
Yeah, but it seems difficult to focus on.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not fond of the aesthetic, but I wouldn't criticize the fact that they have too much detail.
And I don't like that they just have someone completely exposed. Like, you get a single bullet into them and they die.
I don't think you're quite getting the ethos of the sisters.
Well, you shoot them with one bullet and they die. I can. That's what I can get. Like, fair enough. You got the Dread Knight in the Grey Knights chapter. That's got someone in freaking like power armor, so they're pretty well protected. It's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's not good.
but this one, it's like, and they're nailed to it. That seems a bit mean. But like maybe they're
I think mean is very way. That
just seems a bit mean. But no, I think they're too exposed. I'm not a fan. I think as much as the weapons look really cool. It's supposed to be some kind of like close range support unit. It's never going to survive unless they just run forwards with their arms crossed in front of them so the guy can't get shot. But like an orc could murder that person like pretty easily unless there's...
I think they're effectively dead anyway, to be honest with you. I mean, they're just there as a nod towards the thinking machines prohibition. So basically it really is sapient AI without being sapient AI, in the sense they're bypassing that by sticking a body on there.
Okay, no, I can understand. And actually the chest is protected, which would be the most important part. So maybe you just sort of aim at the person on there.
Not that one.
But then, if you can't get any of their vital organs, then
I like the fact that they're gothic-y.
It just seemed like they're going to bleed out. Unless they're connected with their heart.
But I think that's why maybe there's that recycled pipe things up there. They had recycled blood through the. But yeah, the I wouldn't really. I don't think the.
There's another one they've got modelled that doesn't have any chest protection whatsoever. You shoot that person in the heart, I don't see how they're going to survive.
Again, they're effectively dead anyway.
Well, yeah, but if you shoot them in the heart, like they're definitely dead. And their lungs, like they can't breathe.
A few images over, I think that may be a different sort of engine.
Yeah, there's one in like a sarcophagus.
Yes.
That's how you protect your driver. I might have to go with bland. I just don't understand the model. As kind of terrifying as it would be to see, I just think a few shots and all that work and effort and all those materials gone into creating something like this, when you could have had like actual sisters in battle armor kind of running something a lot more effective.
No, I think this is far more Sororita-ary.
And I suppose you fill them with drugs so they can't die, like the arco-flagellates.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that's a very common statement. Effectively, I don't think the body really is in control anyway. I mean,
yeah, but then the mind must be in control. I don't see how. You must need the body instead of the mind. Otherwise, you just have like a freaking servo skull, driving it.
Pretty much. I think they're quite mindless anyway. I mean, one guy is passed out there practically.
Yeah, but then what?
I mean, he's not. It doesn't seem like he's in a position to discuss minor or define points of strategy and tactics.
Yeah, but it looks like the reason their face isn't uncovered is because they wanted to show a screaming face on the model.
Well, fair enough, but I mean, they could have shown a screaming face and still armored the body. I mean, so
yeah, I just don't like the central part of it. And when I'm looking from far away on this image of two of them, there's like my eyes can't really focus. It's weird. Maybe I need to go see an eye doctor, whatever they're called.
Oh dear. I'm going to go with tasty. I really like the sarcophagus one.
An optician. That's what they're called. Okay, but I'm going to have to go with bland. As unique a model as it is, I just don't really get it. I just don't get it.
I think they're tasty because they remind me of Gothic cathedrals, which I think is the point, really. Okay,
I'm moving on to the missionary with chainsaw. Pretty standard. Standard is not an insult, although there seems to be only one image of this one. That's a bit of a shame. Games Workshop need to update that. But you see, that is a perfectly sized standard.
No, it's not. It's small and unimpressive.
Well, yeah, but he's not like a standard bearer. He's a book bearer.
It's also a very old miniature, though.
Yeah, you can tell it with the detail on the chainsaw. It looks very thick and chunky.
Yes.
I think I'm just gonna have to go with bland. Not necessarily. I just can't see enough of the model. Really.
I'm gonna give it a tasty for the sake of nostalgia.
Okay, I mean, I like the rope on the book, tying it all together, and you got the golden bookmark is cool, and definitely it looks like it's made of wood.
But yes, they're gonna need to update that. It stands out.
Yeah, there's only the one image. I like the torn cloak, some of the battle damage. That's pretty cool. You got the scars on the face. I think this is tasty. I'm going to put
it's
tasty
okay.
compared to the
In fairness, it's being also outshone by the newer miniatures. So.
And I think this one, it seems kind of simple. It was a bit of lack of detail, but then given that it is an older model, I'm not sure how much I can weigh that against it, whether that's a for or against. But I mean, there's enough detail. I feel like it would be way more ostentatious had it been done now, but sometimes ostentatiousness is to a detriment.
No, in that sense, I mean, he is a missionary. So, I mean, I don't expect him to be garbed in cloth of gold.
No, I think I'll go with tasty. It seems just nice and simple. Not really that many faults. Okay, all right. The Hospitaller has two very strangely shaped eyes.
Yeah, that's the first thing. I was just thinking, oh dear, she looks constipated.
Yeah. She's trying. I mean, it's cool that she's trying to heal another sister.
Yeah, that's so nice of her.
She looks constipated.
It's so nice of the Hospitaller to try and be healing someone.
No, but there's someone on the floor. It's not just like. You often don't see like an apothecary with a space marine on the floor. It's the standard model.
Maybe that's why she looks so constipated.
It's on a huge base.
It's okay.
The base looks overly big. I mean, because it's a scene, a diorama, even if it's a small one. But I don't like the face.
No, I don't like the face either. I do like the robes. Yeah,
I'm not sure, I suppose.
And they do make her stand out more in comparison to and I do like that Florence Nightingale sort of feel. She actually, there's an image of her wearing a mask.
Yeah, it looks like she's got something.
And the eyes aren't too bad there.
But it looks like she's got the thing that's used to extract gene seed. For some reason, she's got the drill, but like
drill.
What for?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a syringe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus. Let's getting drugs from that.
That will get you back into the fight.
Here's the syringe.
Oh,
you're feeling in your eye.
You are feeling poorly. I am coming along with this massive syringe. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, no.
Actually, I have to plead ignorance here. I don't think they have gene seed.
No, they don't.
They don't, do they?
No.
I was wondering whether I missed some new chapter in the song.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean with the one with the mask on. I much prefer that. Mm-hmm. I wish that was the model they had presented. It looks very much like a still suit.
Yes. It does. Tasty.
Yeah, I do like all the apothecary stuff. I really hate that drill. I don't understand why it's on the model.
It's not a drill.
Yeah, but then she's got a syringe at the top there.
Because look, what's happening is she's healing her both with science and fate, but mainly fate.
Mainly just drilling through something. Maybe she uses it to get into tanks, I guess.
It's not a drill!
Well, then it shouldn't look drill-like. It looks...
It doesn't look drill-like. It's meant to look
It's
rough.
got the angled... I don't know how you describe it. Like on a screw, where you see it kind of... The coil. The coils around. It's got a coil. It's a freaking drill.
It doesn't have a coil.
Does. It's coiled.
No.
It's not straight lines down. It's like that's an angle,
I
like a
can't-
screw
I-
for
maybe-
drilling.
Maybe I need to go to the opticians, but I'm not seeing a drill.
I think you do. I can see.
I think it's really clear. It's
See.
a syringe.
Everyone watching this, I think you
big-
should post, comment. It's got the drill.
Or someone who's actually painted this. Is that a drill or is it a syringe?
Well, if that's a syringe, then what's the syringe thing coming over her shoulder? Is that the drill?
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Wait, I think I may have been looking at something. We're talking at cross purposes here. I'm talking about the syringe-looking syringe.
Oh, no, that's a syringe. I'm talking about the drill. What you said was a syringe, which obviously isn't.
Oh, I see
On
the
a
drill
fist.
now. Yes.
Yeah, for extracting gene seed, like on the apothecaries. No, no, I don't like that. But I think I like everything else. He's got a lovely, pretty dove that I guess they
Maybe it's to get into bone.
Like, I don't see how that would do less harm than freaking.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with the taste because she looks like a. She does look like a hospitaler though. It works. The robes make it work.
Yeah, I mean, she must spend a lot of time washing them. Like, they are pristine white. Like, you're on the battlefield. I actually wish that if they were dirty on the picture. I think that would
But
look
that's
better.
that's down to the paint job.
I think if I was painting it, I'd try to add like just a bit of muddiness around the robes because it seems too clean. Like she's a novice coming into battle who's never done battle before, and she's like, "Oh, I brought my drill instead of my other syringe."
Her clothes are as pure as her faith in the Emperor.
Okay, so I'll go with tasty. I don't like the face and I don't like the drill, but you can change the face, and so I would have the other face. I think that looks way better.
Yeah, I want to see you pronounce the next one.
Okay, so we're on the Junith Sororita. Right, we have
love it. Floating battle pulpit. What's not to love?
I mean, okay, it's pretty awesome. It is, as you say, a floating battle pulpit. Like
floating.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty awesome. It seems kind of like a waste of resources. I suppose it's your commander is on there, isn't she? She's got the iron halo. Like you wouldn't give that to just some
it's the cannon is superior.
Okay, cannon is superior. So all right, that's cool.
I read it in the very useful side description.
That's where I confirmed. No, I might just go straight out and say this is scrumptious.
I'm definitely. I would definitely want that miniature.
I'm not sure like where the suspensor fields. Are they called? I'm thinking June still. Are they called suspensor fields in 40K?
Have you come back?
Bring me the floating fat man. The canoness. Floating fat pulpit.
I like the proportions. I like that there's the detail. I like the skeletons.
I'm not sure how it lands unless, like, if it lands, she's going to be several steps off the floor.
There are stairs.
No, but she's going to be several steps off the floor.
There are stairs.
Oh, I'm still on the one image then. No, I'm saying if she lands on her weapon, unless the weapon retracts, but then how does it float?
No, but I think that's not just the weapon. I think those are also the...
Unless the way it floats is also there somehow. I'm not sure how it works. It's like, oh, we can have a floating model, and we're not sure how.
It is lifted on high by the prayers of the faithful. Whatever you don't understand is fate.
What does the Latin say?
Dura ex fides. Fate is hard.
Oh yeah, dur as in French.
No, ex. No, by virtue. So I am made hard by virtue of the fate. I have been hardened by the fate.
Sanctum et verum.
What? Where?
Sanctum et velum.
Sanctum. Sanctum is holy or
Holy
or
and
place. Velum is padam. What is it in English? Cover, but with a sheet, or a holy shield, or a holy protection, or protected by the faith.
okay. Corda incendium. What's corda? I mean, incendium.
Well, I can't see where you're reading.
On the 360 view.
Oh, okay. One sec.
I do like the two kneading sisters as
Yes.
work into the
Yes.
the pulpit. That's really cool. I think I'm going to go with the scrumptious. I don't understand how it floats.
Cordia incendium is flaming rope,
Okay, cool.
or the rope which inflames.
You see this? Yeah, that's I
Domina
like it.
Martyrius, Our Lady Martha.
She seems a bit like. Okay, the rest
Oh,
of you go ahead.
Sanctum et Verum, holy and true.
Okay, veracity. Cool. I would go for the scrumptious.
Yep.
Seems a bit like she's trying to avoid battle by like you go ahead. I'll be on my
she
pulpit.
may be at the head of the army, for all you know.
But no, I think I'll go with the scrumptious.
Arco-flagellants coming up.
My one criticism, I don't understand how that floats, but I'll stop it. It doesn't make sense. Okay,
I
I'll go
told
flagellants.
you the prayers of the faithful lifted.
Yeah. Shame I can't do that for a Land Raider. Arco-flagellants. I think they're really cool.
Yeah, I don't have much to criticize about these, if anything. I mean, they look very penitent. They do look fast, as they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Lots of movement, unencumbered by anything, which would slow them down.
Yeah. Nasty flails. These might be another scrumptious. I like the scars done by whatever crimes they've committed.
Or it's very much self-inflicted, because they are flagellants.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good point. They could very well hit.
So that's very much a possibility.
You got all the drugs being injected into the back of them, so I would say, though I don't have the critics in front of me, that they probably have feeling.
I also love a lot the paint job on these. I think it works that they've gone with like bluish grayish skin there.
It's kind of, yeah.
The one at the back on top right is in the group photo. You know, the group photo.
Yeah.
Before you wade into battle. That's it. I like the hood on that one. It makes it work, like, and the denial of the self for the greater good.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much servitors.
Sound familiar? Sound familiar?
I think they're probably as scrumptious for me. I do like them.
Definitely.
Yeah, so this is another crunchable.
It's crunchable.
Okay, let's go on to Celestine.
And he's called Damien.
Celestine. I do like the flyingness. And flyingness is always good. Soaring above the battlefield, fighting people on Cadia and such.
Why
Was it Abaddon? I think she fought Abaddon on Cadia.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, catching up with my 40k lore. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
I like the wings. They're so white they almost blend into the background.
I do like the idiosyncrasies some of these miniatures have. Although it can be argued it's not really contradictions, I wanted to say, really, like with the peaceful doves on the side. And it works it works. It is a ray of hope in the grim dark future that is 40k.
Yeah, although I'm not sure why they're just flying out now. They're just flying around now. Unless they're just always circling her. Like he tried to shoot at her. Like, I got a dove instead. Oh no.
Oh, I think we have. We're down. I think the stream may be down. I'm not sure.
Let me just double check this. Nope, still going.
Okay, I think it was just a minor glitch there, and we're back. Oh, that's nice. This is what I really like about the Battle Sisters. I mean, you really can have some nice dioramas.
You should look at the blue and orange one.
I think that's fan art.
Someone else has painted it.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Although if that's the case, they really need to repaint that statue.
Which?
The Battle Sanctum one. It's just white.
Yeah, but this is what I meant. I mean, you can have some...
Yeah, some of these are really good.
No, but I think if the show shouldn't be about judging people's paint jobs.
That's okay. Yeah, let's go back. Otherwise,
we're getting sidetracked. It's easy to get sidetracked.
But no, I like it.
I'm giving her a scrumptious. And
I like the stoles. They're pretty cool. Obviously, they're modelled in such a way as the model can actually exist.
What?
Otherwise, they don't really make a whole lot of sense, the stoles. But they're modelled so it can exist in the material.
In the material?
No, the material.
Oh, okay.
Because she's not actually flying. And
Stop
that would be the material.
Stop looking at paint jobs.
I'm not. No, I'm talking about the stoles in the actual model.
Okay.
They curve around and they support the actual base because obviously you can't have a model just flying by itself. Like I can understand why they didn't have one of those arced stands that they had in the Seraphim.
No, but this works out better. I mean,
but it makes less sense.
It's more original. Why?
Because I don't understand how the stoles are like that. Like, shouldn't they?
Those aren't stoles.
Well, no, they're stands. But
no, I mean they're not even meant to be stoles. Those are battle prayers.
Okay.
Probably, but definitely parchment. They're not stones. It's not cloth.
Okay, well, that's the distinguishing mark. Makes sense. I do like the blue in the eyes, indicating her psychic powers. And her bodyguard.
Her fate.
Much the same with their Seraphim. I love the wings in terms of wings stylized.
I like the wings in terms of being wings.
Stylized as jetpacks. Like I do like that touch. I'll go with scrumptious for this one.
Yeah.
Right, we're on to the
Retributors.
Right. Someone is really angry at that book. Like, stay on the page.
I like that. I love that there's a cherub there who looks like Winston Churchill. That is, I mean, grumpy old man. Who thought of that? Don't get me wrong. I want that miniature. I want flying angry Churchill, dude.
No, it's.
Oh dear!
Yeah, no, I do like these squad, all laughing aside.
No,
I like the red and black danger health and safety tube.
What?
There's the red and black health and safety danger tube going into the warning. No, they look nasty. That's all they have to do.
It's what you think when you think Baton sisters.
Yeah.
But I'm reserving my scrumptious for Churchill guide.
They've all got. They've got the same pose, which is a bit disappointing. But then I suppose you can't really hold. They all basically have the same weapon.
Well, you could have one holding it on her shoulder, Rambo style or something.
Not a heavy bolter on your shoulder.
I can see two heavy flamers. Oh yeah, there's the heavy bolter. Sorry, I had missed that one.
Yeah.
Somehow.
No, I think they're cool. I'm tempted by another scrumptious.
I'm gonna go tasty and flying Churchill angry dude is scrumptious.
Okay, I do love an angry Churchill.
An angry flying baby Churchill.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I would go with the scrumptious for that one. Although it's no, it's fine. Okay, someone's hair is like pointed forward, but that makes sense. If they've been moving forwards, maybe, and then stopped all of a sudden, which looks like they've just done with their foot. So that's okay. I can give that a pass. That makes sense. All right, we're going to move on to Seraphim.
Zephyrim.
Good point. Good pronunciation indeed. Much like the Seraphim, evidently, with someone perhaps having the same head, although they've got a tiara.
Yeah, this is easy for me. This is a scrumptious as well.
Yeah, I like the standard.
It's pretty much
standard.
It's pretty much the same miniature. I mean,
like that is. It is.
I say. It
is a beautiful standard.
Oh, I want more flying angry baby children.
I like the doves. The doves are a nice touch, or dove rather, at least. Yeah, I'll go with another scrumptious. They've all got grenades. Very handy.
I'm with you on that one. No arguments from me.
And again, they got the curved stands. Nice touch, allowing for better model.
Thing is, anything we've said about the Seraphim really applies to the Zephyrim.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So what
I also do like the racial diversity.
Yep.
Very
What I want to do is to get you to move onto the Dominions and the Celestials.
Okay.
Because that brings us closer to the modifiers, and I'm really looking forward to your reaction to the modifiers. But let's keep some. Well, the Dominions and the Celestials really.
I don't know the lore for Celestine, but it seems a little strange that they would have a whole kind of group called the Celestians. I suppose they'd be following in her footsteps, but you'd imagine that there has to have been several.
You almost expect there to be.
Yeah, but have there not been multiple saints in the Sisters of Battle throughout the years?
Yes, but she is the most, I mean, and she still comes round and helps out on occasion.
Like in Cadia. But I would imagine they're going to have to change their name once they... once she's no longer with us.
She's an immortal saint. Deal with it.
Real gun to the face.
I really do like a lot the helmets on these.
They have an appropriately sized standard reliquary.
And I do like the reliquary a lot. This is the thing. You can have a nice. I mean, I won these just to display. It's a
nice heavy infantry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, they look really cool. Again, you got the helmets, half on, half off. I love that. You get both styles in one, and it looks a lot less permanent than just freaking not wearing a helmet at all and the one straight bullet and you're dead. That's just irresponsible.
I keep telling you, the Emperor protects.
Yeah.
That's because you like shooting that stuff.
Okay, you got the one biting a grenade. Hang on, zooming in here, trying to get a better, like... she's... I'm not sure that's how
I think she'd be
get a
removing the
grenade.
pin with her teeth. Not
I know, obviously. But she's...
I don't think she's biting the grenade.
Is that scarring? I mean, it must be scarring. The only way it makes sense is it because otherwise you don't bite the grenade. No, it isn't. You got your whole mouth open, like you're in. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have a camera yet, but you can. Like, you got like she has a huge mouth. Like, she can swallow that grenade. I'm worried that because she's got the other half of her mouth open, she's going to swallow the pin or something. It's not ideal. I do not like that face. Her mouth is too big.
We lost another sister. Was it to a Necron? No. Was it to an Orc? No. What happened? She swallowed the pin.
If she swallowed a pin, she got indigestion and it punctured her intestines.
Oh, that's what the drill is for.
Then surely they would have lost the sister not only because she swallowed the pin, but because she had to be operated on mid-battle with a freaking drill.
Did the pin kill her? No, but the hospital I should have to long away. Let's move on.
Okay, I'm tempted by some kind of scrumptiousness. But I really hate that face. I really hate it. I'm going to move away so I can't see it. Right, the rest of them, they're badass. I like them.
Okay, so that's a scrumptious for you, and a scrumptious for me. And we have another crunchable.
Indeed.
So.
I like the sarcophagus. Actually makes sense. Can actually prevent instant death from like a single bullet from just disabling all the work and effort.
I keep telling you, they're dead anyway.
Yeah, well,
I mean
they're about to be double dead.
They're only technically alive.
Yeah.
I do like that sarcophagus, though. It is scrumptious. I love that detail. I love the this will look when they're facing Necrons. It may give rise to some friendly fire. No, I just I do love this miniature. It has a lot of detail.
I like. Okay, for this one, I do like how you have all the things being injected into the one. Is it injected in the open sarcophagus as well? Because that's, yeah. So that is like, okay, maybe I'm going to get shot, but I'm basically just filled with drugs, so I'm not going to die anyway. Unlike the other ones, which is like, you just get shot, you've got no drugs. Which just highlights...
Maybe there's something coming in through the back.
Well, yeah, but then you'd think there'd be something coming into the back here. And so the fact that they have drugs indicates that the other ones don't, or are coming into the sides. And so that just demonstrates how they're much more susceptible. I like the sarcophagus. Like, the sarcophagus one just makes sense. Okay, full disclosure, I am a Tau player. I do like my models and my technology to make some kind of sense rather than just some wishy-washy faith in the Emperor doing some kind of Deus Ex Machina solving all the problems at the very end. But the sarcophagus, I like it. And it's different as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'll go for a tasty.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a scrumptious, and I will be ordering that miniature. Love it.
Okay, we're going to the Triumph of Saint Catherine. There's no Catherinians. Evidently, she's just kind of a bit.
Now, this is so much that you have to love it. Oh, is there a baby angry Churchill in this one?
I hope so.
I mean,
should be a baby Churchill in one of them. Shh, doggies.
There's the little carib with the visor. I mean, we really should be looking at the fact that they're carrying the body of the saint into battle. I'm not sure. I guess they're rose petals that the hooded one on the left is carrying. I hope they're not beating hearts. But
they look like petals of some kind.
Yes. This is such a nice centerpiece. It has so much going on, and yet it works as a whole. The little details on the circle of good and the body there. I think it's the actual body. I don't think it's just an effigy.
But at the same time, I'm not sure what it's doing in battle. Okay, inspiring your troops, but
I think it may also be.
It just
No, but I totally get that. I'm not with you on that. It doesn't perhaps make sense to us, but saints' body parts have historically been carried into battle. Holy standards, the oriflamme of France, blah 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 blah. So it's really not much of a stretch to have an obsessive and obsessed order of space nuns carrying. I love the one on the left who's carrying the flame, the flaming torch. I like that one as well, and they have the same robes.
And the giant Haribo heart.
They're very inquisitorial almost, very Monsignor-y, very.
Oh man, I want sweets now.
Ooh, what?
Well, the giant Haribo heart. The battle. Do you reckon they would let me try and eat it? If I walked up and said, "Can I lick your heart?"
I love that carib with the visor there. Oh, this is just such a nice centerpiece. I mean, the confusion makes it work. It is confused, but that's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it on the battlefield. If this was like kind of, I understand it as a thing that they do, and I understand why it sort of exists, but maybe it is just meant to be a centerpiece.
Even the name, the Triumph of St. Catherine.
Evidently, she looks dead. So I mean, I understand the triumph.
But even more so, like, and that's but nevertheless triumphant, or triumphant despite being dead, or her faith transcends dead and it keeps inspiring. It is. I think this is a must-buy for a collector, really.
Yeah. No, it's. I think it's probably.
It's also. I mean, we haven't discussed prices because that's not what we're here for. But I think that's very, very fair.
There's a decent number of models.
Yeah, so that's definitely scrumptious.
Yeah, it is pretty scrumptious. I think one of my favorite models is the sword and shield at the front there. Evidently the only one who has any sense of protection and wanting to actually survive longer in the battlefield.
I see her as the champion of St. Catherine, and I love how the image on her shields mirrors her own pose. Not exactly, but it's not meant to, because obviously one is stylized.
That is maybe even the shield and sword of St. Catherine herself.
From what I know of, it's speculation, but one would like to think so, yes.
Yeah, no, I think this is scrumptious. I agree. I like I would say it's a tiara, but like the giant hat on the one on the left with the torch. And you got the nice touch with the roses, as you've already mentioned. You got the incense burning, that's really cool. Haribo heart, gotta love it. And red and black, I like the red and black. It's a bit Klingon, a bit Soviet.
There's another Churchill baby. Someone is sneaking these in. You know who you are.
Yeah. No, I think it's scrumptious. Okay, let's go on to our Martyred Lady collection. So, kind of a witch hunter right at the front here. Witch huntress.
I guess witch hunter is gender neutral. Witch isn't.
No.
That's so bad.
But it's. No, it's. I quite like this witch huntress. I love the top hat.
Yes, I was about to say that's what a witch hunt. I mean, I'm sure some people will argue, and not incorrectly, that it may not be the best look for 40k, but lore-wise, there's so many diverse worlds. So why not have a steampunky top hat wearing the candle? Maybe a bit.
Well, I mean, if you can safely secure.
Yeah, I don't like the candle there.
Well,
it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't really make sense to me, but then it is metal, and presumably it is secured to the hat. So I like the idea that she has a candle. I like the idea of wearing a candle on one of my hats.
Yeah, quite possibly having to be around, and indeed.
Like if I can get a
so much fire with the Battle Sisters, it's quite a safe bet to assume her clothes have flame retardant.
Well, it's probably it's not going to be that flamey. It'll just be a bit of wax going on there. But I like the idea.
But the flame can burn the rim, otherwise, and the top. I don't know what that's called. That part.
Although, okay, this one does the wind. I'm not sure how much sense the wind makes. Maybe.
No, it does. It's billowing backwards. That's fine.
Oh yeah, but it's not entirely in the same location.
Direction,
that's what I mean, because like the left-hand side isn't billowing at all. Like, but surely it would be based on that direction.
There's a really good paint job on this one. The way it captures the light.
I don't like the boob plates.
Okay.
They seem
booby.
Well, yeah, and like female armor doesn't have that. I mean, it just doesn't.
Maybe not, but why shouldn't it? I mean,
because it's completely unnecessary. It provides more areas of surface for people to find contact with either a bullet. You want something smooth.
It could deflect. I mean, it could help deflect certain blows. I mean, the shape of the cuirass in any case is designed with a puffed out chest so that it helps the blade slide past. I think it works. It doesn't look obscene or anything like that. I like the fact that she's wearing stilettos.
Not entirely sure that's appropriate for a battlefield. As soon as it becomes muddy, what are you going to do?
They look like they're sturdy stilettos. I don't think she's gonna break one of those. Snap one of those heels anytime soon.
Well, it's not the snapping; it's the going into the earth and like, oh god, it's muddy. I don't like those. Like it seemed.
I don't think she's concerned with mud.
Oh, she will be on the battlefield.
She hunts down heretics for a living.
But I like the skull shoulder plate. That's cool.
That's a very nice detail.
And again, you got the crossbow bolter with the drum.
I'm always a sucker for a witch hunter miniature, and the fact that this one has an aesthetic which works. I like the steampunk feel. I do like the top hat. Not a fan of the candle, but it's a scrumptious for me.
I think yeah, it's kind of tasty. She's very limited in her environments because she can't go anywhere that's paved, or if it's been raining. In terms of, well, we're on to the models we've already seen here, and I think we've already given Celestine a trump.
Yeah, we don't need to go through that one again.
Yeah, but no, they're nice. I don't like her chest plate though, so I might have to go with maybe bland. I don't know.
I definitely disagree with bland. I think there's enough character. I can understand your point that some things may not make sense.
Yeah, it's mildly tasty. Again, we've got a crackers and cheese here. Okay, I'm going to move on to the Death Cult Assassins.
Straight up bland.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they put me in mind somehow of very old
I like the blades. I mean, some of the poses are cool, though they're both in the same pose, another model which definitely needs updating. And boob plates as well need reviewing. They don't really make any sense.
I think they'd look more they're more suited to a vampire count song.
I love my vampire counts.
Yeah, I know, but don't you think these would work well with a vampire
Blood
count?
notes of some kind. Yeah, no, it's. I think I might have to agree with you with regard. I think they might be bland.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of need updating.
I'll be honest. I don't know whether whether this one's an old one.
Yeah, they have to be. They only cost £12.
I've normally been much more into fantasy, just because you can't get everything at once. But
yeah, and they don't have. They've got scars on their lycra trousers, and again, stilettos make no sense. Not even for sneaking up on your opponents.
I mean, to me, I don't mind that, because that's like a disregard almost for the. I can see your point, but I don't mind that. It may not be practical, fine, but I'm sure they make do.
Well, practicality is pretty important in war.
No, I know that. But yeah, we agree upon that. And
yeah, I don't like the vampire face. Vampire face is not a good look.
It's not just the face; it's the armor as well.
Yeah. No, okay, I'll go with bland as well. All right. Moving on to the Crusaders.
And now, I'm not saying they're necessarily the best, but these are some of my favorite miniatures ever.
Don't like that they have the same pose. Sorry to.
No, I don't mind that at all,
parade.
because I see that as, in a way, there's a certain necronic feel to them, that they're implacable and utterly dedicated and one objective, single-minded, don't need to be unique. They fight with one common purpose and have one common goal. So
and I like the shields, very practical. You can legit see how they could actually survive into close combat. And they have the Renaissance style armor.
I think they're probably more because in close combat, unless they're fighting as a unit, those shields may actually be a bit cumbersome. I think they're more effective against in protecting against firepower.
Yeah, they'd need, unless they're in, like, as you suggest, something like a phalanx.
Yes, no, in that case, then they would make perfect sense. They're scrumptious for me.
I mean, it's an old model. I think I might.
I don't mind that.
I think I'm going to have to go with a tasty. Oversized swords. I'm fine with oversized swords because they can look pretty badass. It would definitely. Yeah, in fact, you'd want a very large sword because you want to be able to have the strength to cut through any armor. Which is why European swords were so much thicker than Japanese ones.
Especially the one on the front, it shows up more. It does look more like a two-handed than a one-handed sword.
Yeah, it does.
But I still love them. They do what they say on the tin. Indeed, they are the tin.
I hope they're not made of tin, though.
Yeah.
That would not be the best form of armor. Okay, I'm going to go for... I'll go for a tasty. Okay. Alright, we've got the Preacher with Chainsword. Ooh, old model again. And...
I like it.
I don't get the... It's like he's... Okay, they're pretending he's holding a cross.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, but I like the whole get the behind me aspect, and I do like the fact that he's obviously quite ready, willing, and able to swing that chainsword.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's putting forward the inquisitorial symbol, and the chainsword is almost an afterthought. In that sense, it works a lot for me.
Okay.
This is what sisters are about. It goes well with sisters, of course. It's also a god miniature.
I like the detail on his head.
Simple
Looks
and
like scarring.
crude, perhaps, but effective.
Yeah, simple. I would agree with simple and crude. Got some nice purity seals.
But simple and crude works for this miniature because he's a preacher with chaser.
Yeah. And with a square hand.
Well, okay.
It's an old model. I can forgive that.
I do like. What is he carrying? Is he a friar? He is a bit Friar Tucky. Is that a gourd of water or is it a big bell? I think it's a big bell.
I hope it's a bell. I would actually prefer it to be a bell. He's fighting at night. He doesn't want to get shot. If you hear the bell, well, don't shoot in that direction.
The details in there and so on. But when we compare it to other miniatures on, but yes, he's a scrumptious for me. I don't think he is for you, from what I'm getting, right?
No, he's just tasty. I can't commit to a scrumptious there.
And
he's got a really ugly face.
He's not meant to be pretty.
But then he's probably in the midst of battle. Oh, I can bear with that.
And that brings us to last, but certainly not least, Canon's Viridian.
I like some skulls for the skull thread.
I don't like. I think the shape of the foot is wrong.
More stilettos. Don't like those.
What do you think? Is it a bit of a natural? It is a bit of an unnatural pose, isn't it?
Not if you're wearing stilettos like that.
No, I mean the angle.
No, stilettos. It's fine. That really is.
Damn the stilettos, man! I'm talking about the way she's arching her leg.
She's showing her flexibility. I mean, I don't think I would commit to a pose like that. Especially considering that skull, unless it's securely attached to that mound of bones, that's just going to slip.
That's fine,
I think she's about to slip over. She raised her leg too high to put it down on that skull, and it's about to slip and fall on the floor. And she's going to be like, oh! She's going to be super glad that the photographer took the photo. In that
I
second.
like the rest of the miniature, but I don't like the angle of that leg. It looks like a leg shouldn't be able to bend. I mean,
well, maybe your legs can't. I'm sure there are plenty of people whose legs are able to be that flexible. But that is
no. But my point is this: her leg is going in one direction, and then her foot is going in another. Is it just me?
I think it's just you.
Okay. Well, I know it's the rest of the miniature I like, but that's a tasty.
I shouldn't have gone. No, I'm not going to criticize the non-GW paints.
Some of them are great. Some of them are not. Some of them we can't get to ourselves.
Yeah.
In fairness, so let's steer clear of that hole.
And I'm thinking, I'm torn between a tasty and a bland. I do like the big golden sword. That is pretty awesome. and I like the kneecaps, like I don't know what the knee guards, I suppose you call them, and the danger bolter.
Yeah, that's a good touch.
No, it's okay. I don't think I really like the model. The hair just seems very Einstein-like.
What?
It does.
Oh, okay. It's not kind of that. I see, not really, but I see what you mean.
It looks like there's too much of it.
Okay, so call it.
She needs a haircut.
Call it.
I like her left hand side. It's
Call
bland.
it. Okay.
She's got to go to the barbers.
Good man. So a quick review. The ones we both agreed on are
The crunchable ones.
The crunchable ones, indeed. The Battle Sanctum, the Immolator, the Imagifier, Canoness, Seraphim, Battle Sister Squad, Unit, Arco-Flagellants, Celestines and Zephyrim, Dominions and Celestians, and the Inquisitor from the Our Lady Martyr collection, and the Triumph of Saint Catherine. Personally, for me, Triumph of Saint Catherine really stands out as it's meant to, really.
I don't like committing to favourites when there's such a qualitative difference between.
Fair enough. I don't mind. I love it. It's my favourite.
Cool.
There. So
that is the end.
What did you guys think? What did you gals think? Are we just crazy?
What's your favourite model?
Do we have no clue? Do we have many clues? Is this a clue?
Please do like, follow, subscribe, comment or thoughts, criticize our opinions, and post your own, and then share us with your friends. And you'll be able to catch another episode of this show tomorrow
at that's midday CET, 11 UK.
6 a.m.
Come on, get up early, have breakfast,
watch our show,
listen to us jabber on, and that's on the East Coast, or just stay up on the West Coast. Who cares? It's a Sunday. That's all for today. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Speak soon.